Yes, shall we start, ma'am?
You introduce, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. A pleasant morning to all. I'm happy to welcome you all for this wonderful webinar on Speak. A good leadership is not about advancing yourself, but it's entirely about advancing your team. I call upon our esteemed head of the department, Mrs. A. Lina Benita, who always advances our department to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning to one and all here. Respected Madam Principal, distinguished Speaker of the Day, Mr. L. Murugesan, Lecturer, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Arasin Ganesan Polytechnic College, Sivagasi. Dear Mrs. M. Saudamani, Head, Department of Chemistry. My dear teaching fraternity of our college and from other colleges from all disciplines, professors from other states, my dear students. On behalf of the Department of Computer Science, I feel honored to welcome all of you wholeheartedly for this national level faculty development webinar under CPE grant on the topic Things Speak, Pesum Poruttal. The Internet of Things helps people live and work smarter as well as gain complete control over their lives, which is a must during this period. At the outset, I wish to thank our management and our principal for their continuous encouragement, kind support, suggestion and guidance given to us as and when required. I would, on behalf of our college, thank our resource person, Mr. L. Murugesan, for accepting our invitation in spite of his busy schedule. My heartfelt thanks to Mrs. M. Saudamani, Head of the Department of Chemistry, a person who is loving and affectionate and also a well-wisher towards our department. I thank her for accepting the invitation from our department to deliver the presidential address. I'm sure that you all will feel enriched with knowledge after completion of this event. I welcome you all once again to the webinar and hope that you all will have a great time ahead. It is an honor for me to welcome our chief guest and introduce him. Sir has more than 32 years of experience in teaching electronics and computer allied subjects, of which more than 22 years of experience in conceptualization and development of digital circuits, microprocessor, microcontroller, and embedded systems. He has skills in interfacing of various sensors with microcontroller for process control industries and specialized skill in assembly and C programming for embedded system development, skills in web development and mobile application development. The sir has been awarded second prize in national level E-Yantra robotics teacher competition conducted by IIT Mumbai, the only polytechnic college in the country to win the second prize in the year 2015. He was also a recipient of the Best ICTE chapter in Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry in the year 2019. Sir has completed his diploma in Directorate of Technical Education Chennai in 1986, AMIE in Kolkata in 2005, ME in Anna University in the year 2011. At present, he is pursuing his PhD on the topic improving the performance and reliability of controller network. I am proud to say that he has more than 7 publications in national and international journals and conferences. It is to his credit he has published books on Visual Basic Programming and Java programming. He is a life member of various organizations, that is, an Indian Society for Technical Education, New Delhi, Institution of Engineers, India, Kolkata, and Institutions of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineer, New Delhi, and member in International Association of Engineers, Hong Kong. It is a great honor to have such an experienced speaker in our midst today. Hearty welcome to you, sir. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all of you for this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Striving for the progress of the department and for welfare of the students is her motto. I'm happy to welcome Mrs. M. Saudamani, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Chemistry, to deliver the presidential address.
Thank you. Good morning to all. Respected Principal Madam, respected Professor Convener, Department of Science and participants, I feel immense pleasure in delivering a presidential address for this faculty development webinar on Things Speak, organized by the Department of Computer Science. So what is ThinkSpeak? Pesum Porukal. ThinkSpeak is an open source Internet of Things application and application programming interface to store and retrieve data from things using HTTP and MQTT protocols via the internet or via the LAN. So Internet of Things is a network of physical objects called things. Actually, everything smart by improving the aspects of our life with the power of data collection and networks. The highest IoT application, Internet of Things application, is smart home. So a smart home is an automation for control, lighting systems, temperature control, entertainment system, and appliances and home security in the home, etc. So when connected with the internet, home devices are an important constituent of Internet of Things. So more companies are actively involved in developing smart homes, and the financial investment in the startup company itself is exceeding $2.5 billion. The next one application of IoT is wearables like Apple Smartwatch, Sony Smart Beat Trainer, and Lookbeat bracelet, etc. And another one is Smart City, which spans a wide variety of use cases from traffic management, water distribution, waste management, urban security, and environmental monitoring in reducing pollution. And the next application of your IoT is Smart Grid. So a future smart grid promises to use information about the behaviors of electricity suppliers and consumers in an automated fashion to improve the efficiency, reliability, and economics of electricity. So apart from this, we are having more IoT applications like connected cars, connected healthcare systems, which involve smart medical systems, and smart retails, and smart supply chains, smart farming, etc., which makes our life smart through internet. I thank you, the convener, Dr. Lina Benita, the organizers, for choosing a future emerging topic today's webinar, which promises the world to be, especially a smart health system with the emerging field of research, a success in this journey of smartness, and expecting a smart Sivagasi soon. I thank the Principal Madam, Dr. T. Parishwari, and again, Lina Benita, Head Department of Computer Science, and the organizer for giving me an opportunity to have it in IO by delivering this presidential address. Thank you and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Things speak. It reminds me of Alexa. Alexa is seemingly everywhere. Alexa, she's the artificial intelligence that lives with us and even attracts kids. But simply, it is a starting point of IoT. Now, I cordially invite our today's guest of honor, Mr. L. Murugesan, to address this excellent cluster of academicians by exploring the concepts of IoT. Sir, please.
Good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to thank the management, principal, and the faculty members of Computer Science Department for organizing this wonderful national level faculty development program on ThinkSpeak. My special thanks to Elena Benita Madam, HOD of Computer Science, who welcomed the gathering and also nicely introduced me to the audience. And my special thanks goes to the HOD of Chemistry Department, Saudamani Madam, for the wonderful presidential address. She has already given the necessary introduction about the IoT, what is IoT, what are the applications of IoT. Lastly, she also mentioned we are ready to make our Sivagahasi as a smart city. Thank you, Madam, for your wonderful presidential address. And my special thanks goes to Mrs. Ponnalar Madam for coordinating with me for the past 1 month to make this program a memorable one. Thank you, one and all. Let me start my presentation. So, in the welcome address itself, Leela Benita Madam told what is Internet of Things, what are the applications. She told, and that is the campaigning Madam also told about Alexa. So it's very good. Everyone now having the word IoT in our life. This is not a new thing. It is already, we are having things speak with a human being in our kitchen itself. You know, our milk cooker, once the milk is going to start boiling, it is telling me it is the time to off on that stove. So that's itself the thing speak to the human being. And also we have a numerous things now we are using in our day-to-day life. Our smart band we are wearing in our wrist, which tells you our health conditions, a number of steps we have walked, and it is also giving you the pulse counting also it is giving. And also now we are using our smart key for controlling our door of our cars. It is very smart. When anybody comes to touch the car, it is giving alarm sound. So we are having a number of things speaking to us. Recently I have noticed that water purifier supplied by Xiaomi, that means Redmi company, it is coming with Internet of Things. They are giving a mobile app using the Wi-Fi connectivity. We can see the water level in the purifier and also the quality of water, TDS. It is also showing the value of TDS. So enormous things are slowly emerging into our day-to-day life. So we are at the digital age, and this that is national level FDP. I am focusing on some of the concepts of how IoT, introduction to IoT, how it evolved. Now I show my. This is my plan of presentation. This is the first part. I also plan to give a second part, which is giving the practical introduction, how we can make our own small IoT device in as our students' project work, and also the impact of the students' knowledge, what they have to develop in their studies itself, that I will give it in the second half. The first half mainly focuses on the fundamental things of IoT. So first I am going to tell you what is Internet of Things and then how IoT works. As I already, the title is not IoT. We are given things speak, pesum porulkal. But we are dealing with, we are focusing on my presentation as IoT. What is the link with IoT and things speak? So it is natural to have internet to all the things. When it is having the connectivity between the things, it is possible to have speaking with one thing to another thing. So the backbone of things speak is the IoT. Many MNC companies, popular MNC companies are allocating a huge budget for developing this type of Internet of Things concepts. It is, but we are only, when we think Internet of Things, we think it is for smart home automation only. But there are a number of emerging areas. IoT is not a single subcategory. It is linked with a number of technologies. We'll see one by one. The third one, we are going to see the current status and future prospects of IoT. Knowledge management. So many, when we are when the things start speaking, we are having enormous data flowing in the internet. Data, we have to extract wisdom from the data. That's how we are going to deal with arriving wisdom from data. And then the future of IoT, the potential of IoT. And then we see some few applications of IoT. And then what are the technological challenges put forth from us as the educational institution or the technology developer? What are the challenges in the development of IoT? And lastly, we will see something of disadvantages or what are the major criticisms when things start speaking. So this is my plan of presentation. We start with what is IoT. So IoT is the network of physical objects. We call it as things. As I told, our smart band, or our car, or our water purifier, or our street lights in the smart cities, or the traffic management. So we call it as each one as things. It is a network of physical objects, or we call it as things. So what we have these, what are the technologies we need to develop this type of IoT? That is embedded with electronics. What do you mean by embedded? Embedded means that I listed electronics, software, sensors, and network connectivity. The meaning of embedded is when all those four things are putting into a single device, we call it as embedded. Right? We cannot segregate this part is electronics, this part is software, and this part is sensor. We cannot divide. All things are put together, we call it as embedded. What is the use of this IoT?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam.
Sir, your PowerPoint is not shared, sir.
Oh, I see.
Thank you, sir.
Madam?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So you see the second part. It is the embedded of electronics, software, sensors, and network connectivity. So what do you mean by embedded here is we cannot divide these four things as a separate one. It is put together into a single entity. We call it as embedded. It is the IoT should be very, very small because we have to put it in some wearables or now put it in smart cities, traffic light. So we have to put it in embedded things. It should be very small. And then what these objects are doing, the objects are collecting and exchange data. For example, when we use the smart band, it is collecting your steps, what are the number of steps you have performed today, or your heartbeat, everything, it is collecting the data. Suppose in the smart band, it is provided with the Android app, we are using our mobile phone to exchange the data between the smart band to the mobile phone. So we can also have this type of smart bands when it is used for some elderly peoples. So this can be connected to internet. Suppose the family doctor who is taking care of this elderly person, I can also watch the information. So this we need a user interface is required to put our data into the human readable form. And then what are the IoT allows objects to? It's a sensed and controlled. So for example, when you have your smart band, you see it is only sensing the heartbeat and all those things. Suppose we have a pacemaker, there is a embedded IoT pacemaker, put it in the body of an elderly people. The doctor can give instructions to activate the pacemaker to give some prescription or some activities to be done by the pacemaker. So it is not only sensing, we can also control. For example, when we go for a car key, so we are using that smart key to open the car. Also, the car is giving an alarm when it is manipulated by unknown persons. So that's called it's sensed and controlled remotely. And it's also giving opportunities for more direct integration between the physical world and computer-based systems. As I see, it is a physical. For example, when we go for smart cities and we have smart transportation, all the physical world information and the computer-based systems, it is an integration between these two things. And also we have the resulting is what is the final result is the economic benefit and the human comfort. So when you see, this slide shows some of the important variety of devices. It is having heart monitoring implants, biochip transponders to farm animals. Nowadays, in foreign countries, they are using biochip transponders to cows also. They are moving, they are fatting. That is how it is moving. How that is food. How where they are searching the foods. All those things have been collected. And also main IoT is the automobiles with built-in sensors. And we have also DNA analysis. Suppose we have the smart refrigerator is now coming and emerging. In that we can have what are the food available inside. And although suppose when the food is decaying and the germs level also it is we can analyze and it will give information to the users. And also we have the field operation devices, some emergency devices like firefighters, and also it is used for search and rescue operations. What are the devices doing? These devices collect useful data with the help of various. What are the devices doing? What are the IoT things? It is collecting data and it is giving to and it is transforming to the computer-based systems. So we'll have a small history of IoT. Actually, the name Internet of Things is given only in 1990. Actually, they are doing this Internet of Things word for RFID tag. The meaning for RFID is radio frequency identification. You may see this in smart malls. In they are using RFID card in clocks. So when that is when you take the clock to the billing section, automatically the computer in the billing section read the information from the RFID tag and all the price information will be given to the billing system. So actually, and also I have shown on the key like this thing. The RFID card, mostly we are using in ID card. Nowadays, many of the CBSE schools are giving this RFID card to the students. So we can monitor where the students are going, whether the student entered the college or the student entered into the library, how much time the student engaged in the library, how much the students are engaged in the laboratories. So this RFID card is now slowly reaching schools. Maybe in smart time also, Sivadasi schools may have this RFID card. This RFID card is equal to our ID card. We can print all this information in the card itself, the school name, school photo, everything can be printed in the card. When the student need not to show this card to any reader, the student can put this card in his pocket. When we enter the gate, the sensor available at the gate read the information about the student from this RFID card. So this is actually this one mainly the Internet of Things, the term developed starting from this RFID card in 1999. Slowly this concept Internet of Things have been emerged into a number of applications. So how IoT works? So what are the technologies we need? We have to, first one is the communication and cooperation, because the things has to communicate with each other. Now connected cars are coming, driverless cars are coming, and smart traffic informations are coming, smart street lights are coming. So what does then when in a large road, the street lights may have a number of street lights. When the street lights are communicating with the traffic, only when some person is entering into the road, then only the street light may on. All other lights may be put it off. So these things we need the communication and cooperation between the devices. And the second important one is the addressability, because we have a number of billion devices we are expecting to come in. How to address? Similar to how we are having a mobile number for our mobile phone. So the mobile phones are identified by the mobile number, and also our computers are identified by, when you can coming to internet, our computers are identified by the IP address. Similarly, what are the addressing provisions we have to give for these IoT devices, and also identification. So how to identify this? This is the data is coming from this device. What type of data is coming? And also we need to sense. We have a number of applications. When you take applications of smart agriculture, it is in Tiruthangal, one person is doing 60 acres of ground. They are using IoT from German technology. They are using smart agriculture. In Tiruthangal, it is coming. So many actually the major area we have to focus on this pandemic COVID situation. We should be careful on providing food security for the people. So we have to encourage more agricultural concepts. So when these IoT concepts are coming into emerge into the agriculture processes, it is we will be having a wonderful development in the country. So and then we come the activation. So when you take the smart agriculture, when the soil moisture is very low, it is sensed by the soil moisture sensor. And then we have to activate the well motor to pump the water into the ground. So this type of we have to sense, and also we have to give activation to the devices. Oh, that's coming at activation. And then embedded information processing. You have, when you go for smart agriculture, a number of devices are coming with image processing also. When crop is having this the disease problem, that embedded camera attached to the IoT device, it is capturing the image, and itself in the IoT device itself, it will process what type of disease it is now coming into the crop. That information, that is embedded information processing, we are telling that IoT device itself, a small amount of processing power should be provided. With the development of that is novel technology in the memory, and also semiconductor technologies, and also the sensors. We know now, you see our mobile phones are coming with a large there is camera capacity, megapixels, it is coming with a small amount of data. If these image processing capabilities are given into the IoT device, so we are having enormous applications. And also we have the localization, where we have to pick the localization, means the locality where we have to fix the device. That is also important device, because we have to deal with natural disasters, and when it is raining or all those things, where we to fit the devices. And also very important one is the user interface. This is a very important thing. These are now coming into the IT people are doing this type of user interface as your web page or your Android application. So user interface is also a very important one. So as I already told how IoT works, we need the device, and we need the sensor, and we need the smart technology. And what is the role of nanotechnology here is, we should make as possible a tiny device So the sensors, all those things, we have to make it very small. And thanks to the development in semiconductor technologies, a number of devices are embedded into a small device. And also nanotechnology helps a number of developments in sensors also. Suppose we are going to check for moisture and humidity of in agriculture development. We need this nanotechnology and this type of nanomaterials will take important part in developing sensors. The structure of IoT. So I already told what are the things we have to consider. Tagging things, we need real-time traceability is required. Suppose now we are having trucks are coming with tracking also. When you book a material in Amazon or something, we can able to track where our materials are arriving, whether it is coming out of the Amazon site, whether it is coming to a nearby place, when it come to our home, everything we are having a tracking. That tells it is tracking things, we are using it RFID, and feeling things, that is the sensors. Shrinking things, we need nanotechnology, and thinking things that I have told embedded information processing. We are coming with machine learning, artificial intelligence, a number of things are coming, neural networks and deep learning, all those things. Now we are able to, in earlier days, we need a large computing power is required for doing this type of artificial intelligence works. But nowadays, as the emergence of advanced semiconductor devices, a small chip can do this embedded interface applications. So thinking things is also coming. This is the current status and the future prospect of IoT. You see, in 2003, the world population is 6.3 million, connected devices only 500 million. How these humans are connected? Mainly by telephones and mobile phones. In 2003, we have a connectivity only by these things, and also we have our computers also connected together. When you see in 2010, you see the number of population 6.8, but the connected device is 12.5. Like this, the strategy is increasing. In 2020, we are expecting every person will have at least 7 IoT devices. It shows 6.58. That means every person will have at least 7 IoT devices connected with his to have comfort and reliable operations. So it is it's a network of networks. You see, what are the things we have coming in Internet of Things? The main thing started with the transport. That is, we have the smart transport system, tracking of things. And you saw in cities we have Ola. They are connecting with each car is connected with. You see the applications in our mobile phone. When you book a car, they come to our place. They know our location itself. So the number of applications and networks are available in transport. Energy. So that Madam presidential address, she told about the smart grid. So this one is a very important one. So the main introduction of IoT is the reducing the cost of wasting. So if we have a smart energy, the electricity wastage will be heavily reduced. And then we have education. What we have IoT in education, every student may be given an that is these IoT devices. He can plan his education anywhere. Now we have due to the problem of pandemic COVID-19, online education is coming in introduction. So education also we have home automation. And what is this earth? Is the environment monitoring. So we have remote sensing, and the IoT devices are coming. More and more IoT devices can be fixed in all the areas. So the climate conditions are what are the minerals available. These things can be easily integrated. And also we have some other application, that is the automotive applications maybe here. So it is we have the individual networks. They have to connect together. The third point is very important one, is the security and analytics and management. We have a physical connection with IoT things to the human beings. So security is also an important one. So actually, when we come with the connected cars, when the cars can be controlled by internet, we have the security issues. So when my introduction about my work, Madam Lina Benita Madam told my research work is this controller area network. At this point, I am going to give a few points about my research work. What is the controller area network? Means the controller area network are the networks available in cars. Nowadays, these are expanding to airplanes, ships, and also in medical equipments are also, they have the small network. In our sophisticated cars, we have automatic door, automatic that is tire pressure monitoring. We have dashboard, and also that is controlling of front light and back light, and also lighting inside. That is entertainment. Everything is connected with, when we can connect our mobile phone in the Bluetooth device, the audio system. While we are driving the car, when home comes, we need not to take our phone in the hand. We can speak on the fly. So this is also possibility of some this connectivity arrangements inside the car. When we speak about connecting all those things, there is a chance of we are having the internet connection is also our mobile phone. If anyone can hack my mobile phone, it is a possibility of controlling my car. So when we drive at 100 km speed, there is a chance of opening the window by the hacker. And also when you are going at 100 km speed, the tire pressure can be varied. So we have a number of security issues. My research work is that is the security enhancement in controller area network. So that is so I told the security is also a very, very, very important factor. And also when we have enormous data, we need analytics and management is also required. So this thing, IoT is not a single device. It is having a number of infrastructure is interconnected with the IoT. So this one I already told. We have the data and we need wisdom. So data is in binary. When we collect information from the sensors, we get the data in zeros and ones. So we have to convert this data into information. How to convert? We have to ask questions: who, what, where, and when. When these questions are asked to the data, we'll get some information. From the information, we have to get the knowledge. And from knowledge, we can get understanding. Last one, we need wisdom. When a number of devices are connected together, a enormous amount of data is coming. We are having the data management also. What is the ultimate requirement? From the data, we have to get wisdom. Suppose if you have Internet of Things connected at many places for sensing tsunami or your earthquake. So that is the thing we have to give. We have forecast informations. We'll be getting similarly for when you have the smart traffic management. When you go to a road, when suppose at some place there is a traffic, we should get the information that we need not to go to that road. So we need wisdom, all this information collected from the Internet of Things. The future of IoT, main thing, now the industries are going for Industry 4.0. There is a concept now comes Industry 4.0. When we have the revolution, industrial revolution comes, now this the latest technology is Industry 4.0. In that case, we need industrial internet. So a number of applications I have showed. The real-time network planning, shipment visibility, and also intelligent medical devices. We have a number of things, and also connected machines, smart grid. All things what is the feature of IoT? We are going for giving industrial internet. All the things will be connected together. So the sky is not the limit. Only it is only the beginning with IoT. So whatever you think I need, if we have this one, I will be very happy when you feel like that. There are some persons are going to devise for you in terms of IoT. The potential of IoT, as I already told, we have a number of areas. We can use it for aviation, power, healthcare, and also railways. Also, we have oil and gas. We have the tracking of trains in our mobile itself, where the train is coming. whether we will get the arrival of the train at our station at the actual time. That we have a number of things have been given. Unlock the massive potential of IoT. So we are expecting more and more devices are coming together. What are the potential of IoT we have to unlock? Suppose in our curriculum also we need to put some of the topics in syllabus to have dealing with this unlock the massive potential of IoT. That things improved performance, creative, innovative services, reduced costs, and also we need new revenue stream. Also we need to have. It's a technology roadmap. I already told. Started with RFID tags in 2000, and that is 1999. Start with the RFID tags. Now we coming with surveillance. It's the main thing. Camera placed, security cameras are placed in many places. Government is also insisting to put cameras at every street. Now also the criminals are tapped mainly using this security cameras and comes locating people and every day objects. We have, suppose we are putting our elderly people when they go out, we can also locate where they are going. And also for kids also, when they are going for playing, when you put some RFID tags with them or some IoT device in their mobile phone, we can also track. Then comes the teleoperation. We can operate all the devices in the remote itself. Some home automation devices. When we come to the, before when we enter to the room, we may switch on our refrigerator, that is ACs. We can also do that. This thing, because a number of things are coming. And also you have a number of devices are emerging. You know, we have an enormous number of applications of IoT. So we have already seen the building, home automation, manufacturing, we have a number of applications. And applications also we have home, consumer, transport, health, buildings and cities. We have a number of, this is one statistic says we have $4 billion US dollars are going to invested in parking itself. Smart parking is, we have smart parking. Our students in our Arasangan National Polytechnic, our students have done a small project on the smart parking. We will be fixing some sensors at the parking area. When a vehicle occupies the parking area, it will give information. And also when we can also have the data, where are the vacant parking place. Our student have done a small project. And also smart cities, we have a number of applications. I would have told that sensors is also provided in house itself. And one more thing is because one thing I have already told, the addressability. As we have the mobile numbers for each mobile phone, when we are coming with the Internet of Things, we need to address. Normally we are using in the Internet IP address, we are using Internet protocol address, we are using in IP version 4. The maximum number of devices we can connect is 4.3 billion. But when in 2020 we are expecting more number of IoT devices will be coming. In that case, we need to go for IP version 6 to accommodate a large number of Internet of Things objects. So when we go for thinking about the connectivity, so what are the things we have, what are the applications we have with, I already told user interfaces is required to have more information getting from the IoT. This on the smart band is giving a number of information about your sleeping pattern, which time you have sleep, which time you are awakened, and also sleep status, a number of things we can get from this one. And also the emerging things are coming, thought controlled computing. So IoT with sensors, we can put it that can sense our brain waves. Brain computing is also emerging. A number of companies are investing a large amount. We are getting information from our EEG data. We can get our brain signals. These are the challenges, technological challenges of IoT. Scalability. When we are providing a large number of IoT devices, we have to give the scalability. More number of devices are emerging and addressing problem. And also we have no standards are arrived yet. We need to have more standards. Then only the integration of things manufactured by one company can be adopted with another company. And also we have interoperability because we have a number of devices. We have a network with Windows, network with Linux, network, and also mobile application with Android, iOS. So we need to provide interoperability facilities also. And also we have to discover. So discovery means when an IoT device is passive or active. When a device is a passive device, discovering of device is very difficult. And also we have to provide battery facility to the IoT device and the software complexity. The next one is the data volumes. When we have more number of data science is coming, big data analytics coming, data visualization is coming. Enormous, that is other area applications are emerging due to the introduction of this IoT. And one more important is the power supply, the battery. Whether we are going for, and also we need to give, we are not able to change the battery at the, when you provide smart agriculture, when you have a number of sensors, each and every place you cannot change the battery for every week. At least the battery should work for at least 1 year or 2 years. So that case, we have to discuss about the battery technology. Here comes some nanotechnology, nanomaterials, or smart materials are coming. We have to design a number of things for this power supply also. And also interaction and short range communication is also there. We need not to expect every time internet for getting connectivity between the devices. We have to work out for interaction and short range communications also we have to work out. Here we can tell about Bluetooth or your Wi-Fi or your we have the IR infrared communication. Nowadays we can able to control my AC with a mobile phone. My mobile phone is coming with the IR connectivity. We can control my AC with the mobile phone. And also wireless communication is there, and fault tolerance. When we are having a number of devices, when one device is failed, what do you have to do? We need to provide fault tolerance and everything we have to provide. And this one is the, as I already told, big data is the number of data is coming from IoT devices. We have to analyze. We have to cope up with the number of data is coming from the IoT devices. Criticisms. I already told disadvantages or criticisms are coming. Here the privacy is be lost because when you connect your smart band in your hand, your health condition is able to see by anybody. So we have the privacy, and also security is the problem, and social control. Whether we can give our location to anybody else, where we are having these are social issues also coming, and political manipulation. When we have data with every data is coming under internet, the other country may take our data. The political manipulation is also there, design and environment impact, all the things we have. So technology, digital technology impact. Here, what are the technology we have? Everything becomes connected, and we have everything becomes software based. Everything generates data. Everything can be automated. Everything needs to be secure. These are the technology we have to deal with all the area. I have shown 5 areas, and all the 5 areas also technology is coming into. We have to give enough training to the students to cope up with the technology impact for IoT. Digital transformation I have already shown. Here I have shown what are the carriers are available in IoT device. As apart from having a hardware device, having your electronics and having your sensors and having your actuators, other than these things, we are having so many carrier openings are available for IoT data analyst, IoT product manager, IoT device management, IoT security. A number of jobs are emerging. So this by this way, my first part over. That is very large, many technological terms I have given. So now we are coming to the second part. We have left with some 10 to 15 minutes. The second part I am going to deal with how we can have a small IoT device. This one I have already, when I came for guest lecture to the SFR students some 2 years back, I have taken this topic. So how we can have our small, design our small device with this IoT devices, right? With the investment of some 1,500 rupees, we can design our own IoT device. What are the things we have for the IoT device? We need a small electronics board that will show you that will give the processing power. That is the hardware we require. And then we need a small sensor. For example, when we go for measuring the moisture content in the smart agriculture, so we need a small sensor. We have to provide a small sensor. And we need the connectivity. When the connectivity comes, what are the options available for our connectivity? Is the very simplest connectivity is our Bluetooth. We have our IoT device is having a mobile phone is having Bluetooth connectivity. We can connect our we can use our mobile phone itself to control any IoT device. We need to develop a small Android app. This Android app already available. Some ready-made app is also available to control your home automation devices, to control with your mobile phone is also available. The small board we are now I am going to show you the Android board, Arduino board. I am show you. So now we are coming to the IoT hardware. By the investment of some 1,500 rupees, we can develop a small IoT device. What are the things we have? We need it should be very small. We need a microcontroller board. Example, I have shown Arduino. The second screen I have shown you some of the IoT hardware. So that is we have a variety of IoT devices are available, but the cheapest one is the Arduino board. This Arduino board is having with some microcontroller, and it is having with a small digital number of digital input output pins. We have 14 input output pins. We can connect our sensors or some LEDs also we can connect using this Arduino board. So this one we have this for connecting for using our Arduino board. We are using embedded C programming. It is very simple programming. When everybody knows C language, a small structure is there. We can use the embedded C language for developing our programs. So in some of the electronics hardware I have shown resistor, we have LEDs, and we have small board called breadboard. In this breadboard we can give connection. This is a very small project, an IoT project. So what we have connected is, it is shown that the blue color is your Arduino board. It is costing about some 450 rupees. Here I have shown one LED is connected. LED means light emitting diode, a small bulb. From the mobile phone or through internet, I can control this LED. So what we need is, we need an Arduino board. It has to collect the information from the sensor and it will control the LED. So a very small small board, we have connected an LED. Here this is the small program. It's like a C language. We have the two parts. Able to see the part, one is the setup part, another one is the loop part. Madam watching, are you able to see this program? The participants, anyone of the participant may reply when you are you able to see this program?
Program is not visible, sir.
Program?
That is the record live.
Okay, you are not able to see.
Program is not.
Are you able to see this program, madam?
It's in the side, not in the main screen.
Oh, I see.
We have to pin it, sir.
I have to?
No, sir. The participants have to pin your presentation, sir.
Oh, I see, I see. You are able to see, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. On the side it is coming, not in the main window.
Oh, I see. What I have to do my part, madam, from here?
You can present it again, sir.
Okay, okay. Somebody else is presenting, ma'am.
So only, yes, sir.
Somebody is presenting.
You can present it again, sir. Your PPT will come.
Okay. Are you able to visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a very small
Please.
program. You don't afraid of having how to write program. Very small program. And anybody is having the interest in do this IoT project using Arduino. Very general knowledge is required. No more technical knowledge is required. This board you can buy it from Amazon itself. It is available for some 400 rupees also. It is available. The Arduino board. When you have this, it is a palm size board. You can put it in your palm. You can have it in your palm. It is small board. You see the program here. What is the first line? It is having LED pin 13. That is, this board is coming with 14 digital input output pins. What I am going to do is I am going to connect LED at pin number 13. So I have written the program there. My LED is connected in pin number 13. And then we get this program is having two parts. One part is the setup part. Another one part is the loop part. The setup part will work when you first switch on the IoT device. The loop part will work always. Repeated and repeat, the loop part will work. So what is the setup part? I have written the program pin mode. What is the meaning of this pin mode means? The digital input output pin, we can use it as input or output. That means when you are connecting LED, I can use it as an output. When we are connecting as a switch, we need to use it as input. So I am telling in the setup part, my 13th pin is going to use it as out because we are connected LED at pin number 13. LED is an output device. It's like a light, so it's an output device. So I am telling it is an output. In the loop part, what I have written is digital write. Digital write means I can on and off. Digital write command will on and off any device. Because I have used an LED at the LED pin, when you write digital write high, what is the meaning? Now the LED will be on. And then I have given one statement, delay 500. It means wait for 500 milliseconds. And then I have written the program, digital write LED pin low. What is the meaning? I can switch off the program, switch off the LED. And again waiting for 500 milliseconds. What will happen when you put this program in the Arduino board and connect an LED at the pin number 13? So the LED will blink. This is a small program. Anybody can do this program using Arduino board. And we have the switch. How we can connect a switch, I have given the connection, how to use the switch. When you use for digital input for Arduino, what you have done is, I am connecting switch at pin number 2. I have written one pin mode input, and I am reading the value from digital read, and it display it on the screen. So we can get the digital input from the switch, and we can send any information to the another device through internet. And also we have how to deal with connecting to internet. So we need a choice of, we can have Ethernet, we can have Wi-Fi, and we can have 3G. 3G means our SIM connection. And we have the Bluetooth, and we have Zigbee, and we can also use our USB cable, what we are connecting through our charger we are using. We are connecting our USB cable to the mobile phone. Using USB also we can control any device. This is how we can connect the IoT device to the internet. So next screen shows one Wi-Fi module. You see an Arduino board is there, another small board is there. That Wi-Fi board is costing some 300 rupees. So here my budget is, my Arduino is some 400 rupees. My Wi-Fi module is some 300 rupees. When you have this 400 plus 300, now we can connect my Arduino board to the internet. This Wi-Fi module we can control. And then what are the protocols we can use? We can use the Ethernet. Through Ethernet, we can use the TCP/IP or HTTP protocol we can use. TCP/IP means it is a transmission control protocol. IP means internet protocol. Using this protocol, what we are doing is, when you are developing your user interface, you have to use your HTML. HTTP protocol, you can use your HTTP protocol when you are writing your HTML program. So the data coming through your IoT, passing through your Wi-Fi module, and it is reaching your mobile phone or your computer. In the computer, you have the web page. From the web page, you can get the data of the data coming from the IoT device. Suppose when you want to control anything, the device connected in IoT device. Suppose I am writing a small web program. That device will switch on my LED connected at the Arduino board. You can write your HTTP program like your we have the client server request and response using your HTTP program. You can control your LED connected at the IoT device, which is available anywhere in the world. Your computer is available anywhere, and your IoT device is available in some other place. Through this your web page, you can control your IoT device anywhere through this HTTP protocol. So this is my second part. My first part I have covered with what are the technologies we need to know about your IoT infrastructure, IoT hardware, what are the connectivity things you have to do with IoT. And the second part, I have given some introduction about the practical things. You can, your computer science students or physics students also can take this project very easier. A number of videos are available in YouTube. Do it yourself things are also, number of things are available. Anybody can design a small IoT device. You take a small project of agriculture or smart city or home automation, we can develop. These things we need to know about IoT. I think I come to my end of this presentation. Anybody else having some doubt, you can ask.
Participants, this is your time. You can unmute your mic and ask questions one by one, or post your queries in the chat box.
On my part, what was my aim is to tell what are the technologies we should know about IoT. That is a vast area. Each and every technology is having a number of things we should know. But I am not touching many of the IoT applications because presidential address itself, man shell about smart city, smart transportation, anything, smart grid, everything she mentioned. So again and again, I am not presenting this. What are the applications of IoT? I have done my job to present what are the technologies available, and in a simple fashion, how we can design a small IoT device with the cost of around some 1,500 rupees. We can able to do that because for user interface, developing your user interface, you need to go for writing your HTML program or your Android program. It is not at all necessary. A number of Android applications are available in Play Store. You can download it. One small application, Blink, BLYNK. That app you can simply put controls from the ready-made templates. You can design immediately within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, you can do a home automation project using this IoT. You need to go bother about how I can write an Android program. So number of applications are available. Similarly, for designing your HTTP program, a number of platforms are available. Amazon is giving, Google is giving, and there is one easy app is ThinkSpeak. So here you can have your Wi-Fi. When you connect your Wi-Fi to your IoT device, there is an API key. There is one key will be generated in your ThinkSpeak software, API, Application Programmer Interface key. When you put this key in your IoT program, then immediately the things start speaking. Very simple. You go and search for ThinkSpeak. Very, very simple. You can do it an IoT project within 1 hour. You can purchase Arduino board, you can purchase some sensors, and you can write your app in Play Store. It's very easy. But no questions are posed.
They're giving appreciation, sir. All it is eye-opening. They really benefited. All
Okay.
appreciation, sir.
Regarding the PPT, I will share it with Ponmalar madam. Ponmalar madam, I can share with the participants.
Yes, sir. We'll do it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Within 1 hour, we can have this type of information only.
Yes, sir.
But I think I have done my job correctly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, a question for you. Sir,
Let me ask questions.
sir, a question for you in the chat box, sir. Shall I read it?
Yes.
Nowadays, many IoT hardware are available, like BeagleBoard, Bolt, Raspberry Pi. Can you please tell me in which way they differ?
Yes. The Raspberry Pi is it is costing about some 3,000 rupees. The Raspberry Pi is a small computer. You can we can port Linux inside this Raspberry Pi board. OS we can also port inside Raspberry Pi board. That Raspberry Pi board is coming with HDMI connectivity. You can connect your TV screen. We need not to bother about how we can go for some visualization. Raspberry Pi board, we can connect your TV through HDMI cable, or your mobile or your laptop, you can connect to HDMI cable. It is the Raspberry Pi when we go for having some artificial intelligence programs and all those things you write inside your Raspberry Pi, or it is you can connect a camera, CCD camera also using in the Raspberry Pi. So when we go for standalone application, a full application with this, you can use Raspberry Pi. It is costly, but it will having all the computer performance, everything is having a large number of memory. But when you go for Arduino board, it is having very 32 kilobytes only, it is having memory. A small program, for example, home automation program, you can do it in Arduino board. But when you go for some smart transportation or smart agriculture, a number of devices we are connecting, processing power is required. That case, your Raspberry board is required. You tell about BeagleBone. BeagleBone is another variety of Arduino. Is having a itself inbuilt. So that case, your BeagleBone and Arduino are different. BeagleBone when you go for it costing about some 1,000 rupees. But this Arduino is an excellent platform. Now it is Arduino is supporting your cloud connectivity also. So learning this IoT device or embedded hardware and software, the best choice is your Arduino board, because it is even though it is open source, a number of facilities have been added. Recently, they are giving on Arduino board with SIM card connectivity. That case, you need not to bother about any internet connectivity. நம்ம எப்படி நம்ம மொபைல் போன்ல சிம் இருக்கிற மாதிரி நம்ம இன்டர்நெட் கனெக்டிவிட்டி யூஸ் பண்றோமோ, அதே மாதிரியே வந்து ஆர்டினோ போர்டுலயே சிம் கனெக்டிவிட்டியோட வந்துருச்சு. அப்ப என்ன ஆகும்னா, நீங்க வந்து கனெக்டிவிட்டிக்கோ இல்ல உங்களுக்கு கிளவுட் கனெக்ஷனுக்கோ வந்து நீங்க எங்கேயும் போக வேண்டியதில்லை. This Arduino is supporting that facility. Now they are giving connections for 100 countries. India is also one of the country. They are giving that cloud connection. அப்ப நீங்க Arduino board வந்து சிம் கார்டோட அங்கே now it is costly some 3,000 rupees சொல்றாங்க. இது வாங்கிட்டீங்கன்னா வேற எதுவுமே தேவையில்லை. இந்த Arduino board மட்டும் இருந்தா போதும், இன்டர்நெட் கனெக்டிவிட்டி கூட தேவையில்லை. ஏன்னா அதுலயே சிம் இருக்கு. டைரக்டா it is going to the cloud போயிடும். So these are the differences for your Raspberry Pi or BeagleBone or Arduino. Is okay, madam?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Now, one more question.
Yes.
They want to know about the programming languages used for controlling the Arduino.
Yes. Very simple. When you know 4 or 5 statements in C language, while, for, if, that's all enough. Arduino is having, we are going to not very data structures program, we are not going to write for IoT device. Controlling your home automation, very simple, only 4 statements is enough. You know, if, while, for in C language, that's also enough. You can simply say it is giving embedded C, we are telling. Why we are telling is embedded C means it is going to control the hardware. So we are telling it is embedded C, but it is C itself, very simple. If statement, while, for, that's all enough. I have shown you a small program. There are 2 parts. One is void setup, one is void loop. We are encountering these type of void functions in C language also. So simple C knowledge is enough for controlling your home appliances using Arduino.
Thank you, sir. One more question.
Yes.
Any security issues will arise if we have smart homes?
So when we are having a நம்ம வீட்டுக்குள்ள ஒரு ஸ்மார்ட் ஹோமுக்கு நம்ம ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்றோம், நம்மளா பண்றோம்னா இது யாரும் வந்து நம்ம வீட்டில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ப்ராடக்டை வந்து யாரும் அதை அப்ரோச் பண்ண போறது இல்லை. பட் when they are having the intention இருந்ததுன்னா, பிகாஸ் ஸ்மார்ட் ஹோம் வந்து நம்ம எப்படி கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண போறோம், த்ரூ a website or through an Android app, அதில் தான் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண போறோம். அப்போ ஒரு ஆண்ட்ராய்டு ஃபோனை யாராவது ஹேக் பண்ண முடியும், இல்லைன்னா உங்க வெப்சைட்டை ஹேக் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா வாட் வில் ஹேப்பன், உங்க ஹோம் ஆட்டோமேஷன் எனிபடி கேன் ஹேக். பட் செக்யூரிட்டின்னு வரும்போது வாட் ஆர் த செக்யூரிட்டி ப்ரொவிஷன்ஸ் நீங்க கொடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னா எதுல கொடுக்க முடியும்? ஆர்டினோ போர்டில் அதெல்லாம் ஒன்றும் கொடுக்க முடியாது. எங்க கொடுக்கணும்னா உங்க ஆண்ட்ராய்டு ஆப்ல இல்லை ஆண்ட்ராய்டு ஃபோன்ல செக்யூர்டு ஆப்பா நீங்க வச்சிருக்கணும். நீங்க பிளே ஸ்டோர் போனீங்கனாலே அதை சொல்லுவான் செக்யூர்டு ஆப், பிளே ஸ்டோரே வந்து ரேட்டிங்ஸ் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி ஆப் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணோம்னா இட் இஸ் செக்யூர். அதே மாதிரி when you go for your வெப்சைட் போறீங்க, வெப்சைட்ல இருந்து நீங்க ஒரு ஹோம் டிவைஸ் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றீங்க, நீங்க ப்ரோக்ராம் எழுதுறீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்க வெப்சைட்டை ஹேக் பண்றதுக்கு ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா வரத்தான் செய்வாங்க. அதுக்கு தான் நம்ம பண்ணிக்கணும் இல்லையா. இங்க நம்ம டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஐஓடி டிவைஸ்ல வந்து செக்யூரிட்டி கொடுக்கறதுக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை. தட் இஸ் அந்த ஹையர் லெவல் புரோட்டோகால் சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, சாஃப்ட்வேர் அந்த ஆண்ட்ராய்டு ஆப்பா இல்லைன்னா வெப்சைட்டா, அதுதான் செக்யூரிட்டி கொடுத்துக்கணும். இங்க வந்து செக்யூரிட்டி கொடுக்கறதுக்கு அப்படி ஒன்றும் நோ ஃபெசிலிட்டி.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Next question. What is the difference between wireless sensor network and IoT?
Yes, the wireless sensor network is a small network that is dealing with a particular application. Right? Suppose I am designing a wireless sensor network for my, suppose I have a number of manufacturing units. இப்போ நம்ம டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல ஒரு 10 யூனிட் நான் வச்சிருக்கேன். இந்த டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய என்னோட ஃபேக்டரியோட சம் இன்ஃபர்மேஷனை வந்து நான் நெட்வொர்க் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா we can design some wireless sensor network நம்ம டிசைன் பண்ணிக்கிறோம். ஏற்கனவே நம்ம பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா, நெட்வொர்க் ஆஃப் நெட்வொர்க்ஸ் முதல்ல சொன்னோம். ஐஓடி நம்ம இன்டர்நெட் சொல்லும் போதே சொல்லுவோம் நெட்வொர்க் ஆஃப் நெட்வொர்க்னு சொல்லுவோம். அதே மாதிரி வந்து WSN wireless sensor network is one network. When you go for connecting to external world க்கு ஃபுல்லா கொடுக்கணும், நிறைய கனெக்டிவிட்டி கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னா we call it as IoT. So the basic difference is WSN is a small network, IoT is a network of networks. Suppose நீங்க ஒரு WSN வச்சிருக்கு, அதை வந்து இன்னொரு வந்து நீங்க கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண நினைச்சீங்கன்னா you have to go for gateway போடணும். அப்ப கேட்வே கனெக்டிவிட்டி வரும்பொழுது வந்து நிறைய நெட்வொர்க் உள்ள மிங்கிள் ஆகுது. அப்போ we say IoT. That's the difference. WSN is a one network, IoT is a network of many networks. When I was internet ன்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி.
Thank you, sir. Another question.
Yes.
What will happen in terms of job loss and skills as large emerges as robo?
There will be no job loss. We have to update ourselves. That is the problem. That is the only thing. இப்போ நம்ம சிவகாசியில பாத்தீங்கன்னா டிஜிட்டல் பிரிண்ட், டிஜிட்டல் டிசைன்லாம் வந்தாங்கன்னா முன்னாடி இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த ஆர்டிஸ்ட் கைட்டு படம் வரைகிறவங்க வந்து அவங்களுக்கு வேலை இல்லை. அப்போ அவங்க என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா கம்ப்யூட்டர் கத்துக்கிட்டாங்க. அவங்க சிமிலர் டு தட். இப்போ எல்லாமே இப்போ நீங்க டிசைன் சிவகாசியில கம்ப்யூட்டர் டிசைன் பண்றாங்கன்னா அவங்களாம் யார் அப்படின்னா பெரிய பெரிய ஆர்டிஸ்டோட சன்ஸ். அவங்க தான் இப்போ டிசைன் நல்லா பண்றப்ப. முன்னாடிலாம் வந்து சாமி படம் வரையணும் அப்படின்னா அதுக்குன்னு ஒரு ஆள் இருப்பார், 10 பேர் இருப்பாங்க சிவகாசியில. கேலண்டர் படம் வரையணும் இருப்பாங்க. பட் அவங்க என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்க, இப்போ தே லேர்ன் கம்ப்யூட்டர் டிசைன் படிச்சுக்கிட்டாங்க. அதே மாதிரி வந்து இந்த ஒரு இன்டர்நெட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் வரும் பொழுது, ரொபாட்டிக்ஸ்லாம் வரும் பொழுது உங்களுக்கு ஜாப் வந்து மிஸ் ஆகாது. பட் அந்த டெக்னாலஜியை நம்ம அப்டேட் பண்ணிக்கிட வேண்டியிருக்கும். டெக்னாலஜி அப்டேட் பண்ணலன்னா தே ஹவ் டு லூஸ். இப்போ நம்ம ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இப்போ நான் இப்போ இண்டஸ்ட்ரிலாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு 10 பேர் ஒர்க் பண்ண இடத்துல ஒரு ஆள் இருந்தால் போதும், எல்லாமே ஆட்டோமேட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. அப்போ அந்த 9 பேருக்கு வேலை போயிடுச்சான்லாம் இல்லை. டு கோ ஃபார் தீஸ் டைப் ஆஃப் டெக்னாலஜியை கற்றுக்கிடணும். அதனால ரொபாட்டிக்ஸ் வந்து வில் நாட் ஜாப் கிரைசிஸ். இந்த IoT வர்றதுனால ஜாப் கிரைசிஸ் வராது. பட் வி ஹவ் டு அப்டேட் அவர் நாலேஜ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி. அப்டேட் பண்ணணும். பழசுல இருந்தோம்னா என்ன, திங்ஸ் மாறிக்கிட்டே இருக்கு, சேஞ்சஸ், எவ்ரிடே சேஞ்சஸ். அப்டேட் பண்ணலன்னா வி ஆர் த லூசர். பட் அப்டேட் பண்ணிக்கணும். அதனால ஜாப் மார்க்கெட் வந்து உங்களுக்கு எப்பயுமே வந்து குறையாது, இருந்துகிட்டே தான் இருக்கும்.
Thank you very much, sir, for igniting our minds with IoT technology and presenting us a technical feast on IoT.
Okay, ma'am.
Gratitude is the catalyst for happiness. It is the spark that lights a fire of joy in your soul. To express our gratitude, I'd like to invite our eminent professor, Mrs. E. Ponmalla, ma'am, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Anita. Honorable Principal, respected Chief Guest, esteemed participants from all over India. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks. We first of all thank our management for granting us permission to go online and conduct the national level FDP on ThinkSpeak. On behalf of our department, I extend a very hearty thanks to our Honorable Principal who motivates and inspires us in all aspects. Thank you, ma'am. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to Thiru L. Murugesan for kindly accepting to act as the resource person. The way he explained about IoT is exemplary. He has given a wide coverage on IoT in a way which is understandable by faculty of all disciplines. Also, I would like to extend a special thanks to our head of the department, Mrs. Elena Benita, and all our department faculty members for their involvement, guidance, and in organizing and conducting this online faculty development program successfully. I also wish to express my gratitude to all the participants, nearly 500 participants who have graced this webinar by participating actively and for their valuable questions. Our heartfelt thanks goes to all those who have helped us directly or indirectly for the completion of the national level FDP. And my final thanks to Google Meet and Google Meet Live and YouTube Live, the technology which has enabled us to go for a great change in the way of teaching, learning process. Once again, I thank you one and all. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam, for all the participants, patient listening. And also, maybe in the interaction, நம்மளால face to face interaction பார்க்க முடியல, அதனால ஒரு long session அப்படியே போயிடுச்சு. But when we have when you come to the second part, those who are interested, I will send some of the videos to you. You can also share with them. And நிறைய questions வந்து கேட்டாங்க, variety of questions இருந்தது. Thank you all the participants and the organizer. And special thanks to the computer science faculties. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Vanitha, kindly share the instruction for the students.
Okay, ma'am. Dear participants, the feedback link shared in the chat box is meant for faculty only. You will receive your certificate once you submit the feedback form. Students, please, you are not supposed to submit the feedback form. Now we are at the end of the session, but at the beginning of learning a new